Hey there everybody, how's it going? Trem here, hope you're all doing well today. Currently I'm trying to escape the rain. The rain is behind me, if you could see that. So I'm trying to head towards the blue sky. Today I'm going to pick up my new seat because I got a new seat off a guy who does upholstering near where I work. And I dropped my seat in, I bought a spare one, and I was like, hey, could you put some more padding in this for me? Because I wanted something a bit more comfortable and to stop the saddle soreness, because the CBR 600C is a bit sore after, you know, half a day or day's riding. But another cool thing that I recently got is this. This came today. It's my 4-stride Dragon Ball. How cool is that? So that's my new keyring. I've been after a keyring for so long, so it's about damn time that I got one. A couple of videos that I'm thinking about making recently, which will be coming up in the near future, will be I'm going to be doing a review on the CBR 600 because I've done 2,000 miles on this thing, here, thereabouts. Actually, I'd say it's more like 1,000, just because I've probably done about 1,500. So we'll just say I've done 1,000 miles. So I want to do a short-term 1,000-mile owner's review of the CBR, because I did a review of a CBR. It wasn't mine, it was of my friend's before I bought one. And, you know, obviously on a first ride, it's your first impressions, you know, on that day. Luckily, because Ash let me have a go on his CBR, I got a bit longer than I normally would on a bike, on a test ride. Normally I get 3 hours, I got all day with Ash. So that was really generous of him, and I got to do a longer review because of that. So now I want to do a review on the bike and discuss the things that I've noticed that I don't like so much, and, you know, I may be considering a different bike in the near future, maybe next year, year after that. I'm still really enjoying the CBR as of now, but I have a specific type of bike in mind that I would like to try, and, you know, I'm on the verge of thinking about really buying one, but that's not for a while yet. I'm still really enjoying this thing, and I want to totally get the CBR out of my system before I think about anything like that. Since I'm going away on a trip in 2 weeks, I need to prepare the CBR for a trip, obviously, and I've come across the problem of the tank bag, because I have a plastic tank on the CBR. We still recording? Yep. I have a plastic tank on the CBR, so I can't just stick a magnetic tank bag on it. I need something else. So Givi, I'm going to call them Givi, I know it's G-I-V-I, they do a tank bag system that I really like the sound of, and I've bought the first part of it, but the second part I'm going to hang on because I think I might have a little DIY idea. Look at them clouds, don't they look awful? There we go. So the DIY idea that I had was, you get like a little magnetic ring that sits up like that. So it sits up off the tank. The magnetic ring, then you get the tank bag which has a ring on the bottom of it, and they interlock and they're like click lock together. So that's the whole system. The idea that I had was get the magnetic ring which I bought for $12.99 and get my current tank bag and see if it's got enough magnetic grip to hold my current tank bag down. If that will work, it will save buying a new tank bag, but if I buy this tank bag anyway, I'll be able to use it on any motorcycle. It's universal fit, so, you know, there is that. The only thing I have to consider is, because it will be coming up here, I don't want it to be hindering me too much when I ride, because I lean over the tank quite a lot. So that's something to take into consideration. And also I need to invest in another sleeping bag. My sleeping bag last year was full size. I know for a fact you can get sleeping bags that are about this big. They're really tiny. They're not as warm, obviously, but, you know, I need to be able to get stuff into, you know, a tight space. So that's what I'm thinking at the moment. Also, what else is there for the trip that I need? I think that's roughly about it. I'm going to with 4 days, so I don't need to go absolutely mental. And next year I am buying a new bike for trips like that, so I don't have to go too overkill with panniers and stuff like that. The video that I was going to do was an overall review, looking back on all the test rides I've done, because I have a different opinion on them as soon as I get off the bike, really. I know that's really bad, but no, I don't have a different opinion. I know what I was trying to say in the vlog sometimes, or something comes to me and I was like, yeah, that really did suck. So I'm gonna do like an overall review video for, you know, the bikes that I've done. So that's come. And yeah, that's essentially that. Now I do want to briefly talk about the Ducati Hypermotard very briefly, because I rode one recently. Fantastic bike. If the video hasn't gone up already, great bike. Honestly, great bike. Best bike I've test rode so far, to be honest. And I'm going to be, now I'm off the bike and I've had time to review it, I can still say that it is the most fun I've ever had on a bike. Now, the question I have is for anybody in the audience who's watching, and that is, if anybody has a Ducati Hypermotard 1100, or if anybody knows this for whatever, but is the 1100 as good as the 821 and the 921? And I ask this because, looking at the figures, it has similar torque figures to the 921 which I rode, and it also it has less brake horsepower by about 10, but bikes like that don't really seem to matter with brake horsepower too much, because top end isn't where you have your fun. But I just want to know if the 1100 is good, and if anybody knows if it is good. I won't get to test ride one of those, unfortunately, because no dealerships have them kind of bikes in. Well, they do, but they don't have the 1100s in, should I say? Because that's like a model they don't really make anymore. Oh, shitting hell. You know, that is why 4-pot caliper brakes kick ass. I can't remember if my CBR is 4 or 5-pot, but the brakes on the CBR are shit hot. When I rode that Triumph Sprint, like, the brakes on that thing were so shit compared to this. But obviously it's a different style of bike, I know, but it's so nice to have good brakes. It's like my heart just sank a bit when I saw that, but having nice brakes really does comfort you a bit. But yeah, that Hypermotard was absolutely ridiculous fun. And like I've been saying now for, gosh, probably a year now, MT09. I actually really still want to buy one. Hence, I really want to test ride one. They are the hardest bike to find to test ride. Padgett's in Batley had one, and I was like, right, I'll leave it a couple of weeks and I'll give them a ring back. Give them a ring back, they sold it. So I'm still trying to find out where I can test ride an MT09. I am absolutely dying to. I want to ride that bike more than any other bike at the minute for my own personal gain. I know that Hull have one, but you know, it's Hull. It's quite far away. It's not quite far away, it's a trek out for me. And there's loads of speed cameras down that end of North Yorkshire, West Yorkshire, whatever. So I don't particularly fancy going out there just yet. And I know I should, because while it's there I need to grab the opportunity while I can. But even so, I'll be test riding the 2017 one, and I wouldn't be buying the 2017 one if I did. So, you know, I just want to do a bit of a comparison between the Hypermotard and the MT09, because I have a little thing in the back of my mind that tells me that the MT09 is going to be more my side of what I'd want in the future out of a naked, because the fun, the torque and the lightweightness of the Hypermotard is what I had a blast on. But I know the MT09 has the torque, but obviously it doesn't have the amazing suspension, the Brembo brakes, you know, and all that might actually make the MT09 a bit shitter than I think it is. So these are all things that are going through my mind at the minute. But yeah,